What's going on, Jerome? It's beautiful Tuesday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So, Slinging Sammy Darnold is getting the full Case Keenum treatment. Someone better be shoveling his driveway, right? And Darnold in the house at the Wolves game. Hey, maybe QB1 can actually get the Wolves playing decently. It's been a while. I miss Cat, man. Julius ran to my ass. But, anyways. Yes. Slinging Sam Darnold getting the royal treatment. You love to see it, man. And Darnold has just think about where Sam Darnold was in training camp, right? And everyone's hyped up about J.J. McCarthy, but Darnold every day against Flores' damn defense, holding his own and growing and showing, building up chemistry with Addison and Naylor and Justin friggin' Jefferson. And you're just like, this is what he always should have been. Kind of crazy, man. Something's not crazy is annual holiday fundraiser, and you guys crushed it with the annual food shelf fundraiser. Now, the month of December, every dollar donated to the show is going to go to Salvation Army Twin Cities, as well as Toys for Tots. Thank you for doing this over the last couple of years. I think this is year 3. Something like that. Super Chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, as well as direct donation links in the description. Hit those up, and 'tis the season, and glad that we can pay it forward at this time of year. Also, so this is just a Sam Darnold show, right? Yeah, JJ who? Nah. This is JJ McCarthy's team, but the better that Darnold plays and the farther the Vikings go, it makes the conversation interesting. We'll say that. And also, I love this where this is just a fun team where you see all the videos, and yeah, it's just like a sliver of what the team wants you to see. But these guys genuinely have fun. They genuinely love being in the building. They love playing on the same squad with each other. Coaches are glad to be here too. Speaking of coaches, Marcus Dixon, Vikings D-line coach. Woo! Hey Darnold. Hey, redheaded dude from SoCal. You're straight up G. I love it, man. And Darnold does have a little bit of swag to him, man. Plus, speaking of interesting conversation. So after the game, he was asked by Pam Oliver, and he said this, quote, "There's no place I'd rather play, just so grateful to be a Viking," end quote. Now, does that mean next year and beyond, or just this year, be where your feet are? I'm guessing it's the latter, but maybe it's a little bit of the former as well. And, I mean, hell, if Darnold wants to swing a bit of a hometown discount, I mean, what's stopping the Vikings from signing him up to like a 2-year deal, $60 million, with basically $35 million guaranteed? Now, he's definitely worth way more than that on the open market, and he can maximize this thing. Darnold could probably get $40-45 million a year, and that's not even facetious. But with the cap going up, with the demand for quarterbacks not being met by free agency in the draft this year, I mean, some team may drop some serious cash on Sam Darnold, but we'll see it. Now, the question is, I mean, Darnold, he's having sustained success here for the first time in his career. Is that because of Kevin O'Connell and the weapons? And if he goes somewhere else, is that replicable? Don't know. It's a pretty fair question. But maybe Darnold will say, hey, Minnesota can be home. And I love me some J.J. McCarthy, but maybe I can keep that kid on the bench for a little bit because I'm here having a career season. I'm playing very well with Kevin O'Connell. Just another year molding and growing and showing with these weapons. I don't know. But yeah, one of the reasons why things didn't work out with the Jets after he was the number 3 overall pick in 2018, because bad coaching, a lot of turnover, a lot of GM, a lot of things going on. So Mike Greenberg, ESPN, get up. Yeah, and also noted Jets devotee. He's just in shambles over the Aaron Rodgers thing. But what'd you expect? I mean, Rodgers' Achilles last year just delayed everyone finding out the inevitable. And everyone knows, like Packers fans will tell you, like Aaron Rodgers was washed in 2022. He was just ass. Thank you. There's a reason why they're a running team with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon in 2022. It's not because they're like, oh, let's be physical. No, they had to hide their quarterback. Anyways, but Greeny, what a win for the Vikings. So happy for Sam Darnold, the walking embodiment of the value of elite coaching in the NFL. And well, he's also throwing to Justin Jefferson instead of Robbie Anderson. That certainly helps too. But I mean, Greeny, he's a dyed-in-the-wool Jets fan, so he fully understands the whole Sam Darnold thing. And Darnold came in with a ton of potential and talent. And guess what? If Darnold hadn't landed here as the bridge quarterback for McCarthy and then held on to the starting job, I mean, maybe we don't even see this. Like maybe Darnold just goes down in history as just another high draft pick quarterback bust with like Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf and Achilles Smith, and he just goes from there. But no, it really does make you wonder, like how many highly drafted quarterbacks, which go to bad teams generally because there's a reason why that team has a number 1 overall pick, absent a massive trade up. And they would have worked out if they had landed somewhere else with better coaching, better weapons, better everything, right? And Darnold certainly is doing that. So really happy to see. Last Darnold slide. Yeah, last one, I promise. This is not Dia de los Darnold. Good Morning Football, which, I don't know, generally has been kind of calling a spade, but this year I feel like we've been getting the cold shoulder outside of Jamie Erdahl, a Minnesota native. But Peter Schrager, who's generally pretty okay, right? Sam Darnold has been at his very best when it's mattered most this season. For the second straight week, he threw them to victory. The Vikings quarterback numbers over the last 3 games: 811 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, also ran 1 in, 0 picks, goose egg DeAndre Russell, and 3 wins. And also, the great thing about it is it came on the heels of his worst game, 3 picks against Jacksonville, and sub 50 quarterback rating. And it's amazing how he's bounced back, and hopefully this will continue because we're going to need him when these games get tight. We're going to need him if you have to win a shootout. You're going to need him if you need to drive late. And winning these close games and just fighting and clawing and finding a way to win, this does matter. And this team is resilient, man. I love it. Also, something I love, salute to service weekend last Sunday, and Bo Richter, former Air Force Academy cadet, and running on in with the U.S. flag. That's awesome, man. I love it. So I do love the the Uber Patriot, showing off the love for America for the teams on special weekend, and it's fantastic. Plus, Bo Richter, I got big dreams for Bo Richter, man. Like, he is all gas, no brakes, all heart and hustle, $10 and a ham sandwich per game kind of guy, and he's playing some really good special teams now, and I'm just waiting. Like, eventually, can he get in as a situational pass rusher, with Diamond Dallas Turner, AVG, Grenard, etc. I think that he certainly can. Plus, I love the elbow brace, looking like a more expensive version of J.J. Watt. It's awesome, man. Love me some Bo Richter. Also, something I love is Kevin O'Connell moving up the ranks of Vikings coaches all time. So this is the list. Bud Grant leading the way with 158 wins, a 621 winning percentage. Kevin O'Connell just passed the Vikings' first coach. Remember, Bud Grant was the Vikings' first coach. Norm Van Brocklin was the Flying Dutchman. So O'Connell in 3 seasons just passed Norm Van Brocklin's win total of 29 through 6 seasons, whatever. But also Kevin O'Connell currently, as of right meow, has the best winning percentage of all Vikings coaches in the regular season at 652, as he is 30-16 in 46 games. And now, that's just going to continue to grow and show. Denny is second in terms of wins at 97, Zimmer at 72, as well as then you got Jerry Burns. People booing the poop out of him, but he works his ass off. 52. Brad Childress, a.k.a. the precursor to Matt Nagy, and as well as Mike Tice. I feel like Tice was a good head coach, not great, but not terrible either. Like, I feel like he doesn't get credit where he deserves it. And with the McCombs ownership at that time, they're just behind the 8 ball. But there were some fun teams, right? Anyways, but I will say this. Oh, Leslie down there with 21. Although Leslie did make the playoffs, won the division once. Good times. But I will say this. Kevin O'Connell will bring the Vikings multiple Super Bowl wins, and Kevin O'Connell will pass Bud Grant in terms of number of wins for the Vikings. I firmly believe that. O'Connell be here for 10, 12 seasons, maybe even longer. And you look around. Look how long Tomlin's been with the Steelers. Harbaugh has been with the Ravens. I actually believe that Kevin O'Connell is perfectly fitted hand in glove with this team, that he will have staying power. And they'll extend him, they'll extend Kwesi this offseason, and we'll just go from there. Good vibes all around. Kind of love it, man. Also, speaking of the close games, Actually, we weren't even talking about close games. Anyways, but Alec Lewis, the Athletic, of the 388 NFL games this year, 307 have been decided by 8 points or less. So almost 80% of games come down to one score, solid product. And that's exactly what the NFL wants, where every single game is in the balance at the end. And that's what's great about the NFL. So I've been watching Premier League soccer for a lot of years, right? And, well, not a lot of years, but I would say like 3 or 4, 5. And there's a famous game where Man City, before they became Man City, they secured the Premier League title, scoring 2 goals in extra time. Just shocker at the end. They stole the title from Man United, and that's considered the greatest finish in Premier League history. That's a normal NFL game, just craziness at the end, and I actually feel like we take that for granted because when baseball games that come down the wire, basketball games that come down the wire, hockey games, I mean, yeah, they happen, but not as frequently as NFL, and especially not soccer. Like, how often does a soccer game come down to the final possession, the final kick? Rare, right? But it's kind of awesome. NFL's great. And yeah, the Vikings have had to find their way through a lot of single-score games, a lot of tight games, but finding the way to win and stacking those up. Kevin O'Connell said in his presser on Monday, it's like, yeah, you'd obviously like to win by more, but if you're winning games tight and you're not losing that many games, and when you do lose, it's pretty snug, I mean, that's important too. That's right. It's a high quality, high caliber team the Vikings have right now. Speaking of Kevin O'Connell, I love the way that he handled Aaron Jones. Now, me as a fan, yeah, very, very upset with Aaron Jones. You had the fumble that O'Neal recovered on the first freaking play after he fumbled at the one against the Bears, and then he had that fumble on the circus catch, so it is what it is. He was benched correctly, but O'Connell never lost confidence in him, hyped him up, went to him at the end of the game with that play call. Love it. So we put out benching Jones was the right thing to do in game, but then having the faith to go to him for the game-winning score, that's leadership. There's a reason why this team will follow O'Connell anywhere. Plus, all the other players see this. Like, they know that Aaron Jones is reliable. He was just having a bad day, or he's had a bad stretch of games, and they know that what's going through his mind. Like, obviously, he doesn't want to fumble, right? And to see the way that O'Connell never lost faith in him and then have that faith rewarded, that's beautiful, man. That's absolutely great for the culture. That's great for this locker room. That's great for everything, man. And hopefully Aaron Jones doesn't fumble the rest of the way, which is looking like it's probably going to have to be 9 games. That's right. Also, something right is Byron Murphy Jr. So Murph right now is pretty high on the preliminary balloting from the fans, and he should be in the Pro Bowl. Vikings communications. Vikings cornerbacks have 5 interceptions in a season since 2000. Murph, 12 games in 2024. P Square 2022. Xavier 2016. Rhodes closed. Sound of the Gallahorn. Love it, man. Also Brian Williams 2003. I love Brian Williams. He was good back in the day. So, Murph's still ascending. Still has a bunch of games left to play. I think he'll get a couple more. So hopefully he does end up on that Pro Bowl ballot. Also, speaking of Pro Bowlers, Will Rackard. Will Rackard is going to be a perennial Pro Bowler at kicker, but his rookie season got derailed. But O'Connell did say that Rackard with his quad and Andrew DePaula with his hand injury will have their 21-day return to practice from injured reserve windows open. So Will the Thrill is indeed coming back, right? And kind of stinks because I do love John Parker Romo. Jake McQuaid's done a great job for Andrew DePaula as well, but we'll see what happens. And I mean, Rackard is just a dog, man. It's fantastic. That's right. Oh, speaking of the opposite of fantastic. So Kevin Warren, former Vikings executive, then he became the commissioner of the Big Ten, and then he opened things up to add USC. But president of the Bears now, right? And they had a press conference where Warren basically, it's very clear that Kevin Warren's in charge. Like, Ryan Poles just sort of sat there looking all dour. Like, Ryan Poles getting fired. His ass getting fired this offseason. But the line of the press conference was, the Bears head coaching opening will be the most coveted job in the NFL this year. Okay. Well, you got Caleb Williams. Sure. You got some nice pieces on defense. But if Poles is back, you have a lame duck GM. You have terrible ownership who won't invest in the team, is notoriously cheap, and just casts a pall over this team. And Bears fans will tell, like, I'm not even hating. Like, Bears fans agree with me. All right. So is this a coveted job? No, it's not. Right. Also, if you have success, they may just randomly fire you, like Lovie Smith. Like, they honestly fired Lovie Smith, and every single coach since then, whether it's Tressman or John Fox or Matt Nagy, fake-ass Brad Childress, or Eberflus, the IKEA toilet, has been significantly worse. Not even half the coach that Lovie is. But best of luck. And hey, I know that I'm just Jack Johnson sitting, waiting, wishing for the Bears to take the NFC North and never give it back. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings news dump on this wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous Tuesday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.